What's up, Internet? What are you doing? What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's Friday. I think my microphone is super loud today, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. There we go. What's up, everybody? It's good to be here. Happy Friday to everybody out there. A big shout out to the little picture of my baby daughter right there. Shout out to Olivia. What's up, Olivia? Daughter, in the future, maybe watching this 100 years from now. Yeah, what's up? What's up to everybody in the chat? Let's say howdy to Mikey Fishy first. With a big flex. Showing up first to the chat. Smeel Kapoor showing up, but gotta go to bed. As it is 10 p.m. in Slovakia. And he's going fishing. They are going fishing in the morning. That is, hey man, that's a double whammy of good news. You know? Like, you're going to bed early, you're going to get up, you're going to do some bright and shine. Is that bright and shine? Does that make sense? You're going to get up bright and early, you're going to shine yourself up, you're going to wash yourself. You're gonna head down. You're gonna put a little de-stink on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So the fish, they can't sniff you out because your funkiness. And then you're gonna launch into the water and catch some fish. I haven't been fishing in a while, guys. I want to go fishing, but today we are one step closer to this guy. One finger, two thumbs. Oh, this guy getting to go fishing. As my truck right now is in the shop. I had to get the trailer brake control replaced so that I can hook a trailer up so we could go camping. And what happens when you go camping? You get up bright and early and you shine yourself up. And you throw on some de-stink, and then you run out there in the dark. And you go and try and catch some of those wily fish in the early wee morning. And hopefully you're back before the baby wakes up. But, yeah, in personal truck news, one of the tires exploded on my truck on the way to work this week. And, it was radical, dude. Like, it was radical, bro. It was so cool. It was the funnest thing. And so I had to get all the tires replaced. So last week, I had to get the water pump replaced. Nightmare. This week, exploding tires. Which I had to get them replaced. Luckily, I have a locally owned little tire shop right around the corner here, so about 4:45 in the a.m., took off onto the freeway, tire exploded, was like, oh crap, pulled off to the side of the road, kind of a sketchy spot to be pulled over. Check the spare does not seem to be inflated to a level that I was comfortable with, and then I was like, okay, where's my air compressor? My air compressor was like 75 miles away at the job site. So it's like, maybe I could go buy an air compressor? No, they're not even open. It's so early. You can't even buy that feature. If you wanted to buy that feature, it was too early in the morning. You couldn't even do that. So I was like, hey, there's this thing we pay for called AAA. It's the name of a company who sent out a tow truck to pull the tire off, fill up the spare, and put the spare one on there. So, about 3 hours later, I was ready to drive on down the road again. Kind of, I mean, a little shy, just barely shy of a 3 hour sit on the side of the freeway, wondering if someone's not paying attention and texting, and maybe gonna crash into that car on the side of the road. And so yeah. Joel G says, just blow real hard. Well, the human body can only produce 1 psi. Maybe there's some world record holder out there that does 2, but you need 35 into your tire. So I would have come up short, and my mouth would have been all dirty. So that doesn't seem like a good solid recommendation. But anyhow, about 3-hour delay. Then drove over to the tire shop right when they opened at 8 o'clock. I mean, maybe I got there at 8:05, something like that. By 8:45, back on the road again with a brand new set of tires. They're some kind of no-name tires, and hopefully I get 20 or 30,000 miles out of them, and we'll all be happy, right? But there goes a cool, crisp, clean $600 right down into the tire area. So it has been an expensive couple of weeks to be in the driving around business for me. So we're coming off the heels of that. But then today, I had already previously scheduled this a couple of weeks ago to get the trailer controls, the electronics. When you hook the trailer up on the hitch ball, right, to the back of your old trailer, then you throw the sway bars on there and put on the safety chains. And then there's one important feature. You got to plug in the old electronics there. I had to convert from what's known as a 3-pin to a 7-pin. And to those of you out there that are like, I bet you could do that yourself. I did that once with my uncle. I bet you're right. But, $300 and it's going to be done in 3 hours. It has a warranty. Everything's guaranteed. Everything will be tested properly from a very professional company down here that I trust. That's the way to go. It's just the way to go. Is the brake controller working properly? I mean, I could test it to see if it's putting out the voltage and all that, and I could do that myself, sure. But it probably would end up being a 12-hour day climbing around out here in the weather sucks, by the way, too. It's like 38 degrees and raining. So, yeah, it just not a good scene. So, yeah, we had scheduled that long ahead of schedule. And but in fish news for you guys, signed 200 and what was it? I want to get the number right, but I don't think I'm going to. 256 pages worth of documents last night. Socially distanced, masked up Notary Republic came here with a gigantic stack of documents and things for us to read and sign and double check and triple check and all that. They've been notarized. So as far as I know, we are likely in the fall of this year probably going to rebuild the shop out there. I mean, there's a possibility that the local permit department somehow just suddenly gives the okay, and they're like, go for it. But last time I checked, they're really not even reviewing for 12 weeks or 10 weeks or something like that. So we'll see when the permits come down to build the new building. But otherwise, the funding part is we got the funding, basically. I'll put it that way. We Vicky and I managed to come up with the capital to get that project going, and I'm very excited to do that. And then we have the capital to do the kitchen remodel project, which we will be filming. We'll be filming that, and we're going to be doing a whole series about it. I don't know if it's going to be on this channel. I will likely probably put it out on another channel. Or maybe I'll just put it on this channel. I'm not sure. Because the reality is that YouTube wants you to only put up stuff that the people want to watch or whatever, that are specifically in the niche. And as you guys know, I do like Minecraft and stuff, and it pisses people off. So I think maybe I'll just stick with pissing people off. Maybe I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. I've got 2 months to figure it out, so I think we got plenty of time. But I've been working pretty diligently on the scripting for that, the scheduling for that. We have all of our blueprints, designs, all that stuff has been put in. So I'm very excited about doing this, the kitchen remodel here. It will be 2 months from now when we start doing that. So, but that's cool. We definitely we got a whole lot of things going on. And I know that I maybe don't do a great job of involving my YouTube community in everything that I do, but I do try to tell you guys about it on the live streams and things so that you kind of know what's happening and whatnot. But as far as like fish documenting and stuff like that for this year, I haven't even bothered to try and schedule any of that kind of stuff. I don't know if there will be any traveling at all this year, like last year. I don't know. So I don't have any news on that front, whether I'm going to be going to a convention or I'm going to be going to, any of that kind of stuff. That I do not know. I do not know if I'm going to be doing any of that. I don't even know if any of that stuff is. Happening. Like, I don't know if any of the conventions or any of that stuff is happening. I don't really have anything to do with the people that do any of that stuff, mainly because I've never been approached with a reasonable like, what do you call that? Proposal. I've never been approached with a reasonable proposal of like, hey, can you promote our convention? Here's money for making commercials for us. I've never had anybody do that. I've had people be like, hey, you can have a free entrance pass to the convention. And it's like, well, how much is the entrance pass? Well, it's $25. So imagine doing like 50 hours worth of work for $25. I mean, it's encouraging. It's an encouraging proposal. I get it. But I've never been approached with a good proposal in order to like be involved in any of that stuff. So I've just never bothered. I've gone to a bunch of them, but I've never. So I don't know any of the behind the scenes or scheduling or any of that kind of stuff. Fish Tank Barn says apparently they're trying to do Aquashella. I would imagine. I have no input on that whatsoever. So you're going to have to go bug some other YouTuber. There's other much larger YouTubers that you could go bother and they'll, I don't know what they'll tell you. I'm sure it'll be weird, but yeah. Fish Tank Barn with a $5 super chat says kitchen model refund. Here's one piece of cabinet hardware. Yeah, I mean, that depends. That depends on what hardware Vicky Toria wants. You know what I mean? I know some of the hardware she was looking at was fairly expensive, but if it lands in the budget, we'll go with it. If it's within the budget, we will do it. If it's outside the budget, we aren't going to do it. Yeah. Let's see. Sci-Fi Swordsman, what's up, kids? Hyped that I'm going to be home from work around 6. Very unusual. That's nice. I'll be back in time to actually take part in a planning meeting for my fish club swap meet we're going to do in May. Cool, man. I love hearing that. With vaccinating and all that kind of stuff that's going on, it seems like hopefully things will kind of get back to normal, but I'm going to err on the side of I'm erring on the side of caution. Realistically, just because, I don't want to get in one of those positions where I'll have spent a bunch of money or something or planned something, and then, like, who knows if what's going to happen. Maybe something goes into quarantine or whatever, and then you have to cancel all that stuff, and then there's no refund or anything. I don't know. I'm just going to err on the side of caution and just be like, yeah, man, it is what it is, and I'm going to work on my projects and just not worry so much about other people's stuff. But I might drive down to Oregon because some of our homies opened a new store down there, and I'd be happy to promote their store. So I might end up doing that. Alyssa Bentley, $5 equals 10 two-hole straps. Yep, that's true. That's true. True that. Okay. Let's see. Who else we got here? Okay, so today's stream is basically we're going to be doing some, what do you call it? We're going to be doing some of that Patreon community posts. That's what we're going to be doing today. And I don't know where my screen capture button went, so we might have to make a new one. What is it doing? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and fix this real quick. I don't know why it's doing that. That's super weird. Let's fix these buttons here. Come on. Come on. YouTube super chat alert. Does that work? I don't know. I'm going to turn on the super chat alert. Let's see what happens. Oh. I think it has to be all the way in the front, right? Well, it's all the way in the front. We'll see if it does anything. Yeah, okay. So we're going to add source. We're going to go screen capture, and we're going to go smart selection. So all of our posts today came from my friend, your friend, friend of the show, friend of the family, friend of everybody in the world, Glenn Tookshire, straight out of Canada, coming straight out of Canada. Glenn Tookshire, who we are a big fan of. He's such a nice guy. He's on Discord. I swear he's like the most night owl guy of all of us because he has this strong tendency to post in the middle of the night some of the more interesting hot takes on pretty much just anything going on. And I really enjoy Glenn. He's a really cool dude. And he's been continually having problems with this little beta tank that he's got right here. And as he says, alrighty, this is what I thought was pretty cool 10-gallon beta tank. Apparently betas don't agree, as here's a picture of the latest one, which is right up above. We'll get to in just a second. Also a picture of the cup the previous 3 came in. I am told they are easy, but I am missing something. I have an angelfish that's been with me for over 3 years, and he is big, healthy, and doing great. I am unable to keep a beta alive. So now my initial impression here is that this tank just has a nice simplicity to it. The plants seem to be doing fairly well. There's nothing really too high-tech about it. It looks like he's doing some airline filtration with the bubble action in the back, a sponge filter. And there seemingly shouldn't be any problem for a beta to be in this tank. But this is the end result of some of the betas that he's been getting. The past 3 have not made it. Can we go up to the top? I don't know if we can go up to the top. There's the 3 cups up there. All right, I got to fix this. Add source, screen capture, smart selection, and let's fix it. Okay, here we go. Yoink. There, we'll get a bigger swath of the area. Although it is skinnier now, but it's covering up chat. Well, You guys better chat intensely so that it shines through. So his beta hasn't made it. He's kind of had these little issues from time to time. And the betas are just not making it. Now, my impression here, and I typically see this with like a Super Delta Beta 1695. I'm wondering if what's happening where you're getting your betas from are fairly old. Now, that would be my first piece of advice. It'd be like, how big are these fish when you're getting them? Because if they're like full grown, you don't really have an idea of how old they are. It's sort of like when you get a dog from the pound, right? You go to a shelter and you get a dog and they're like, we think this dog's 9 years old. It is a strong guesstimation that they're like, well, it's full grown, it's matured, it's da-da-da-da-da-da. And then the dog lives to be 19 years old because it turns out the dog was 5 when you got him, or 4 when you got him, or something. Same kind of deal with betas. If they're full grown, you don't really know how much time they have left. So that's the first thing that I would kind of go to, other than, water quality, tank conditions, feeding temperament, all that kind of stuff. Obviously there's something going on that's causing your betas to not live a long time, have a long life. But my first impression is buying betas from a store, if you're not buying small betas or adolescent betas, ones that aren't fully full grown, you just don't know what's left with them. And I do know that there are quite a few suppliers of betas that they typically will raise them to full grown, have them breed a bunch, and then ship them overseas to sell them off. It's just a business practice. It's the same kind of thing that you would do with, farm animals. That's basically what you want to kind of do with your farm animals, is that before, so like with pigs, perfect example, with pork, you get females and males that are too big after they've bred already, right? Nobody wants to break down that pork and stuff like that. So what you have to do is, generally speaking, you raise up the female, you have her breed, you get those piglets, then you ship them off to market, right? And it's the same kind of thing with the beta, although it's a fish, so it's a little bit less shocking to people when they kind of realize like what exactly is going on. Because, most people don't really care that much about fish. And so that happens a lot, and it's not really that weird of a practice. It's not that weird to get like older betas at fish stores. Over the last 2 or 3 years in the States, adolescent betas have been showing up at even the big box stores. And I think the reality is that a lot of people started to pick up on the fact that you were getting these older fish shipped overseas. They probably weren't that healthy because they couldn't necessarily rebound as well as kind of a younger fish traveling overseas. And, people do respect their animals a lot more these days than they used to. So there is sort of a higher standard of, animal husbandry these years, in this day and age, than there used to be. So if people were to buy a beta nowadays, they are a lot more educated. They're a lot more involved than typically in the past. Of how betas have been treated as sort of a throwaway fish. That's just kind of the reputation that they've had for a long time in the States, is that you just kind of, you get one, you give it to your kid, you put it in a cup, and then they just have this fish over here, But so I think that's a lot of kind of what's happening here, especially because of the behind the scenes conversations I've had with Glenn. this seems to be probably what's happening. And if I really had a strong piece of advice, I would say, well, obviously test your water, find out exactly what's going on. I mean, if you don't have a bunch of if you have a bunch of ammonia and strange things going on with your water, obviously you're going to have to sort that out. But as far as I know, Glenn has this cycled. He's not showing anything weird from his water tests and that kind of stuff. So I think that's probably what could be happening. Yeah. Donald's Fish Vibes, what's up, buddy? Did I say something wrong? Oh, I don't think so. Let's read back your comments. Let me scroll up here. Scroll. Guys, how many pea puffers can I have in an 8-gallon? Like 1 or 2. Not many. Just because they're small doesn't mean you can have like a lot of them in a tank. Hold on, I have to mute you guys for a second. Yeah, I had to mute you all there for just a second. We got a phone call. Sounds like my truck is ready. So, looking forward to that. Wow, I'm gonna have things I can plug into my truck. Exciting times, guys. Maybe I should make a whole bunch of YouTube videos about it. But yeah, the pea puffers. Oh, you got a message deleted? Not on my end. So I don't know what you posted. It wasn't a moderator and it wasn't me, because it shows up on here. If I or somebody else deletes something out of the chat, it shows it still in the chat here. It just changes what it looks like. It just tells you that this was deleted, and you can view the message. You can view who deleted it, if they timed him out, if they banned him off the channel, all that stuff. I can read that on my end, and I don't have any of that happening over here. So, not sure what happened. Probably just a glitch would be my guess. But yeah, as far as the pea puffers go, in an 8-gallon, so an 8-gallon is typically that 12-inch by 12-inch by 12-inch cube tank, typically, would be my guess. It's something that I would be like, that's probably what the 8-gallon is you have. You could probably have 2 in there. I mean, you don't want, believe you me, when I say you don't want a lot of puffers in one tank, it's not something that the average person wants to realistically take care of long term. So I would just always tell people to err on the side of caution and just stock it low. If you want to do a lot of pea puffers, consider getting a big tank so they have lots of space and lots of territory to not be messing with each other. And also consider the feeding. Feeding is always going to be an issue with puffers. That's something that I don't think a lot of people go into while setting up the tank. They don't necessarily realize it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to buy snails all the time. Oh, I'm gonna have to buy this all the time. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this and do that. Because puffer fish, they don't necessarily have like a fast metabolism, but they're very messy eaters. They don't clean up after themselves, but they have a fast digestive tract. So they don't digest down into, they don't digest very efficiently, I guess, would kind of be the word. So it's a very wasteful poop coming from the old puffer. They're up there at the top, so they're just like, they're at the top of their little food chain there, and they're just kind of hammering food and not worrying about it. So that's all stuff that you kind of got to take into consideration with the puffer tank, and that's just a general advice for any puffer, whether it's from the pea puffer all the way up to, what's the biggest puffer? Largest puffer in the world species. I think it's the Mabu puffer, right? Huh. Lordy. It's got a picture of Corey from Aquarium Co-op. The top Google result is a picture of Corey from like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. That caught me off guard. Hey, Corey, you're on the top of the Google result for largest puffer fish. I think it's the Mabu. I think the Mabu puffer is the biggest one. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like everybody's listing the Mabu as the largest of them. Which, they get quite large. I think they get up to like 3 feet. They get pretty big. And it was funny because, I'm so used to like going over and seeing Murphy. It just seems like that's just normal, like it's just a normal thing now. Like, oh yeah, it's just puffers are just gigantic in these big ass tanks, like that's just normal. Everybody has that, right? But yeah. Ooh. Oh my God, guys, we have a super chat here we got to deal with. We got a very important super chat here to deal with. Mikey Fishy, $5 super chat for instant coffee packs. Don't you dare use this on the kitchen project. I have to tell you guys, the kitchen project is funded. We basically have taken out a loan for building and rolled it into our mortgage. So that's what we're doing. We've decided to do that through a lot of deliberation. And that's where it's already done. So it's not even a conversation point. It's not really a conversation point that I brought up with the online community realistically, because it's like, this is between Vicky and I. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing for our family. We've kind of decided that we're going to stay at this location a little bit longer. Partially because of the pandemic, partially because of the housing market. It's virtually impossible to find anywhere to buy in Washington State right now. You can find some things on the market, but it is extraordinarily slim. Everything is the highest price it's ever been. You guys know that Alyssa's been going through buying a house, and she's started working on her house and stuff now, which is fantastic. We made this decision as a family, and that's what we're doing. So, yeah, and it's all funded. It's going to be fine. Alice Chong, what is the baby pic in the corner? That's my daughter. That's my prized possession. Oh, look, see, you can move this picture, and then there's another picture. There's 2 pictures of the same little human. If you're a member on this channel for over 24 months, this is the badge. See, I put a blue ribbon in there. It's a blue ribbon Olivia badge. You get Olivia blue ribbon. That's my beautiful daughter. She's awesome. I love her to death. That's the most important thing. And like I was just saying, like as a family, we made the decision of what we're going to do. We're going to develop this property here to accommodate our needs better. We will likely, we're obviously doing a kitchen remodel. I talked about that earlier. We're going all the way down to the studs. We're just tearing everything out and starting over. This house was built in 1924, so it's not exactly up to date to today's standards necessarily. Like even just by the layout factor, you're like, why is this over here? Like what were people doing in 1924 in the kitchen over in this area? Like, this is bizarro. We're taking out the old chimney that there's not even a fireplace in this house or anything that needs the chimney. So we're taking out the chimney, a whole bunch of stuff. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're doing here. Then eventually we'll probably do 2 of the bathrooms. For the fish community, you guys will probably be excited because I'm going to rebuild the shop here. We have a separate building. It's like a garage. It's just like a bigger garage. And that's where my fish room is. And we're going to rebuild that building. And I'm going to rebuild a new fish room there. So I'm sure you guys will be excited for that. But a lot of people don't want to wait for that kind of stuff to happen. And the reality is, if people didn't want to wait for that kind of stuff to happen, if we just go up to 1 million subscribers and or 10,000 members or something, then we would just do it right now. We just do it right now. But I have been live streaming at night some Minecraft content, and that says that we're just not going to be able to ever go up in we're never really going to be able to go up in YouTube production or subscribers or any of that kind of stuff, because the members have been diminishing and the Patreon members have been diminishing and stuff. So it's just kind of one of those things, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Kyle says, I'll wait. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's like, hey, become a member today. No, I'll just wait for free. I'm like, hey, man, it's all good, baby. I don't mind. Donald's Fish Vibes. Joel, any other Patreon questions? Nope. That was it. That was it from Glenn. We have a couple other posts on there from Dave, which were not really questions. It was just some of his bristle nose from like 3 weeks ago or something. That's pretty much it. People don't really post on the Patreon anymore because we have the Discord chat, so most everybody just posts into the Discord now and kind of interacts back and forth. So, I mean, I guess it like lowers the content on the channel, but I don't know. Get into Call of Duty Warzone, Matthew Waybright. No, I don't think so. I'm doing the Minecraft because I want to build giant aquariums in Minecraft. I saw somebody who was maybe at the beginning of last year, maybe the middle of last year, I don't know, 9 months ago. Somebody was making these really intense, like kind of sculpture projects, I guess maybe was kind of the best way to put it. But they're like doing these Minecraft builds, and I was like, man, I want to make fish tanks in Minecraft. I want to make like aquascapes and stuff. And then I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to start playing Minecraft if I want to do that, because I got to know how the game works. And then it's like, hey, I might as well do some content, and maybe some Minecraft people will accidentally come on my channel and then look at some fish tank stuff, and maybe they'll get into plants. Maybe they'll get into aquariums. Either way, I just like to do what I'm doing. I really love how Joel is so cool with his YouTube subs productivity. Yeah. What do you want me to do after like 12 years? After like 12 years of being on YouTube or whatever, and going like, I've had minimal success. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Get all upset about it? Like, man, people don't like me. You know what I should do? I should just become some other person and just be a liar. Maybe people will like me more. That just seems like a gigantic waste of time. And I'm pretty secure with myself that it's just like, yeah, man, I guess people don't like me as much as I thought they might. You know, like, oh, damn. Shucks. But yeah, you know, it kind of is what it is. Let's see. Alice Chung says, do you know any reasons why plants would curl in on themselves in a newish tank? So curling is typically a deficiency that. So, okay, hold on. I got to figure out how do I communicate this properly? So, curling is an immediate reaction to changes in water quality, right? Or water conditions would be kind of an easier way to explain it. So let's say you took a plant that was in a tank that was heavy in magnesium, potassium, and then all of the other things. And then you put it into your tank, which is actually pretty lean on all that stuff. The plants will initially start curling as a reaction to the water quality. That's generally the best way that I can kind of describe it. Now, if you see that curling turn into melt off, kind of die off, and then it's sprouting out and starting to grow, that's generally just transitioning from tank to tank, basically. You know, you're taking something from one environment, immediately moving it into being dependent on a new environment. So you will normally see changes in plants and stuff like that, or anything when you move it from one environment essentially quickly to the next environment. You're going to see some kind of reaction. The curling of the plant is typically in regards to it's very easy for a plant to do that. It doesn't require like a whole lot of structural changes or anything like that, but it's not a good sign. But if you do see the new sprouting and stuff like that, just run with it, trim off that old excess, replant, and go ahead. Kind of why, like in my plant introduction videos, when I get them in, you know, I unbag them, I kind of rinse them off, look them over, see what's going on. Some plants, I put a lead weight on them, and I just drop them in the tank and let them kind of convert that way. Then I plant them after the fact. Like, I'll let that happen for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. They start to throw out roots. They kind of melt off and get all weird and things like that. And we'll go through that process. Then I'll just plant that once I know that it's like, okay, it's converting. Okay. It's not a great idea to just plant stuff exactly where you hope that it's going to grow. For my tanks personally, like how I do it is, you know, oftentimes I'll float them in a tank, let them adapt, start to convert, start to throw out some roots, do that kind of stuff before I plant it where I want it to be, and go from there. Jerry X, I have had zero interest in Minecraft until I saw you doing it, and I found watching strangely enjoyable. It's relaxing. Yeah, I never played it until I started playing it, just like about a month ago or something like that. Now, Alyssa Bentley, I gotta tell you, on this show right now, because I think it's funny, I found the sunflowers. I found the sunflower forest. And I'm not going to tell you where it is. Minecraft sunflowers for sale. What's up? And if you got bees, I'll trade for them. I haven't found any bees yet. And I'm very sad I haven't found any bees, guys. The two reasons I wanted to get into Minecraft was beekeeping and making giant aquariums. Now, the giant aquariums, that's coming. That's coming along. It's coming along quite well, actually. I've got this whole area that I've been working on, getting it all set up in there, and it's going well. So those aquarium videos are coming. I'm just still learning. I'm figuring out all of the textures that are available and all of the colors and the plants and like how the water doesn't make a whole lot of sense how it's applied in this game. So I'm figuring that out. Just the other day, I found the fish, okay? This is really cool. I finally found the fish. So the area that you have to find is called the warm sea or the warm ocean or something. Anyhow, it's like a tropical, it's where the tropical fish are, basically. It's like Bermuda, you know, whatever. Bermuda, Jamaica, oh, I wanna take you. So I found the coral. I found the fish. And I will tell you, I'm very excited. There are apparently, they automatically generate 1,000 different kinds of fish. And I was swimming around. There's all sorts of awesome fish to stock in my weird Minecraft aquariums. I'm very excited for this, guys. You might not be excited. I am strangely excited to make Minecraft fish tanks. Considering the wide variety of fish that they have, and you could catch them, and then you can put them there. You can put them in the tank. You can scoop them out, take them to your tank, and put them in your tank. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Maybe it's not going to be cool. I don't know. We shall see. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Aquarium Co-op earlier, as you guys know, I work there, so full disclosure, everybody knows that. The fish room is coming along quite well. He released a video this morning showing that. So if anybody's wondering about what's going on with the fish room, he does a good job detailing what's going on with his what's he calling it, the urban fish farm or something like that. Coming along quite well. Very extensive video came out this morning, so check that out. Gives you kind of an idea of like what's going on with that project, and let you guys know what's up with that. Pete Berlinski's here. What's up, dude? Janice Lundberg. Hey, Janice. Hey, Janice. How you doing? Brian Kilmazweski. Yeah, I ran into the same situation here in Michigan. Wife and I decided to just stay in our house 2 more years. Yeah, that's the thing. We just decided that we're just going to stay here for the next 2 years. And, if that's what we're doing, there's just no reason to not remodel and stuff. So we're just kind of going with the perspective that this is going to be our long-term house and just start doing the other major remodeling projects that we're kind of putting off. Because as you guys know, like I built all the walkways last year. We remodeled the old garage. We redid all of the electrical. We redid the insulation. We redid the roof. We redid. We built the garden. We built that whole garden. The chicken yard, all that stuff. We've done a whole bunch of stuff. Quite a bit, actually. The basement, we did this whole basement. We've done quite a bit of stuff, and we're kind of like hemming and hawing about whether or not we would want to do the kitchen or that kind of stuff. But if we're staying here for 2 more years, it's like, let's just do it, and maybe we'll be here for 10 years. And if that's the case, we need a bigger workshop. We need a remodeled kitchen. We probably need another bathroom. So we'll probably build a small bathroom in our upstairs and remodel the bathroom downstairs at the same time, if that's the case coming up. So if we're going to do that, that's probably what we would do. Michael Bublé, is it an actual co-op or in name only? It's in name only. Yeah, it's Corey and a silent partner, but yeah, it's Corey. Yeah, it's in name only, basically. Donald's Fish Vibes. I wondered that as well. Good question. I think it's the name. Yeah, it's the name. It's not a secret. I think I know Corey's talked about it quite a few times. I know we talked about it on the Real Fish Talk a bunch of times too. So it's in name only. Corey's the owner. He did open it with the he did open it to be a co-op, but it just didn't work out to like get other people in. So I think that's basically how it went down. But it's a good company. They really take care of their employees. They it's ethically run. It's an ethically run company. So yeah. You guys were talking about the coffee packets earlier. Just so anybody is wondering what it is that we're talking about here. When I buy instant coffee, I buy it like this. This is how I buy it from Amazon. So I buy it like this. It's $25 for 100 packs of the instant coffee that I like. So it comes out to 25 cents a packet, much cheaper than Starbucks. So I do have 2 of the instant coffees a day. And so it's 50 cents. So we are talking about 50 cents. So I mean, that is substantial. It's a substantial amount that I'm dishing out on the instant coffees. So if it seems like a bit much to you, well, I get it. But I buy them in bulk. Why not? And by the way, we are an Amazon affiliate. So if you go through Amazon and buy stuff, then we get a commission. But I'm not like really associated with Amazon. I just happen to be an affiliate. So that you guys can buy whatever you want from Amazon, like groceries. Somebody bought groceries last week, and I always love seeing that on there. I'm like, what do people buy for groceries from Amazon? And so it's a double whammy because I'm like, oh, I'm interested. That's interesting. And then, yeah. Donald's got to run. Later, bro. Did you hit the like button on the way out? You're supposed to hit the like button. No new members today. 2 super chats. One from Mikey Fishy. One from the Fish Tank Barn. Let's see. Janice Lundberg says, I ordered plants from Corey and they came in frozen. Picked the wrong time to purchase the plants. If that ever happens, contact them and let them know what happened. And they will make it right. But to the extent of my knowledge, no customer goes... No customer, they do the best that they can to make sure no customer goes away unhappy. There we go. That's a reasonable way to put it, I think. Zip gun. I hit the like button on the way in. All right. I appreciate it. Matthew Wabright says, that's awesome. You're a good dude. I've been following you literally since your first crazy nanotank vids. All right, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little more tempered than I used to be, that's for sure. So, it just kind of is what it is. I just kind of chilling more, All right. Well, I'm kind of at the point where I just don't really have too much to talk about. At this point, so probably just yeah, that's the thing. That's today. All right, bye-bye.